minute late.
Sorry?
I'm a little bit late, like 1 minute.
No, no problem. No problem. Are you okay?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
So how are you feeling today?
It's a little bit, I would say, hot.
Odd?
No, not odd. Hot. Hot.
Oh, yes, yes.
I don't know for you.
Yeah, I put
Here.
like five ice cubes, and there's nothing here. Like
It's
5
hotter
minutes
than
ago,
here.
I swear to God, 5 minutes ago, I put 5 ice cubes. There's nothing.
I trust you. Believe.
It's unbelievable. So, so how was your week? Was everything as usual?
I would say that was pretty much like a regular week, because each 15 days I travel to work, and that was a week I traveled. And then,
That's great. So let me ask you something about last class. I'm going to write on the chat box. How do you pronounce this word?
recently. Recently. I don't know. Recently.
That's very good. This is from last class. And how do you say that in English?
Bus stop.
Okay. And how would you say someone who doesn't do what he or she needs to do now, and you keep postponing?
A procrastinator.
Very good. Very good. Good. I was just like, I was checking your vocabulary from last class. What else? Let me see here. Okay. When you always see the positive side of things, you are?
I don't remember.
When you always see the positive, you always see the bright side of things.
I don't know the adjective. I don't remember.
You
It's
remember,
like...
you said that. I didn't teach you. When you are a positive person, you described yourself like this.
But I can't remember just one word to define that.
It's exactly like in Portuguese. When you always think positively.
Ooh.
It starts with a no.
Oh, optimistic.
Yes, very good. Just remember that we say, I am an optimist, or I am an optimistic person. If you stop in the adjective, you say optimist.
Person. Okay.
If you use person, you say optimistic. Okay?
Okay.
Optimist is a noun and optimistic is an adjective.
Adjective.
All right, so let's get started with today's topic. I have some questions for you. Here, okay. Let's go, Rosana. So what motivates people to do voluntary work, in your opinion, of course?
Well, it's pretty much, I think it's pretty much related the way you see the world, how people should get relations with another people, and how to try make the world a better place to live. I think the main motivation is related with like personality, and sometimes you can have like a spirit of volunteering. I would say that by have experience, or for example, I had in the past a very close friend at some point of my life, and she has a child with special needs, and then she decided to engage in a kind of volunteering related with people with special needs.
Okay, so in her case, you think she was doing that because she was sympathetic to the cause?
Yeah, because in a certain way she experienced like her life was deeply changed by having a child with special needs.
Okay, but she didn't lose her child.
No, no.
Okay, so she decided to help even though she had all the work at home.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yes.
do you think that people only do voluntary work because they want to help the other or because they want to help the world?
Sometimes, especially when it's related with kind of spirituality, can be related to try be better, to reach some targets. There's a lot of religions that say you should help people to make yourself better.
So do you think they are being altruist or do you think they are being selfish?
Sometimes they can be altruistic, but in the main of situations they are being selfish, I think, because it's a way to like reach the own objective, their own aims for. It's like getting a better place in another dimension, in a better shape. I don't know. It's like
Okay.
there's a
And
plenty of different motivations.
do you think that anyone does voluntary work because they want to show off or because they want people to see them in a better way?
Well, I think that could be a motivation too. In my special case, I'm a volunteer at a social project, and my like what moves me to do that is it's like what I believe, and we have to allow people to be like to have dignity and to walk with their own legs, I'd say, in a certain point of their lives. It for me is not a kind of to be seen doing that, to be seen, I don't know if that correct, but it's
Mhm.
not like to let people know what I do. Is more related like the kind of world I believe that should exist and what we have to expect for the future.
And do you think there are people who volunteer or do voluntary work to promote their business?
For sure. There are a lot of marketing tools or strategies that sometimes get better when, for example, famous people are involved in like social work. It's a very good promotion of themselves, of like their own person.
Okay. Do you remember anyone, any celebrity that does voluntary work or help somehow?
Mm, I don't know now the specific one. It's like sometimes I heard, sometimes like on Instagram I see like Grey's Anatomy casting promoting social causes, but they're not really doing the hard work. I don't know if they are in fact, but most of the time they are just like saying about look at that, it's a very nice cause, you should like post this kind of information, but I can't
Mhm.
remember anyone. It's like getting into the social work.
Okay, and what kind of things might people volunteer to do?
I heard from a English teacher I had before that everybody should get involved in social projects. She was involved in a kind of acting. She was an actress at a specific kind of play. I don't know if you know British panto, I would say. I don't know if
know
it's
this one.
correct. It's a kind of mocking in the stories for child, and
It's like a parody.
It's a kind of a parody. Yeah, there's a like a smooth comedy inside the scene, and I don't know if one kind of work define what you should do, because if you are in the mood of be volunteer, anything you have like a gift to do could be your like your scenario to do.
Can you give me
I
some
would say,
examples of some works that people might do?
well, they can help the schools, the child schools. You can work with. I'm trying to remember a word that I listen for homeless. Pen. I don't know. I try to remember. It's a synonym for homeless people. You can work like in environmental causes, trying to collect garbage. You can try to work in gardening to make your city better. There's a plenty of different. You can volunteer at care from elderly people, just chat. It's like you can be volunteer with your profession or with your time. You don't need to choose just one.
So you don't need to be specialized in anything.
No. Uh, um, there's a specific word that we can use for handwork when you teach people to do some handwork.
Handcraft?
Like handcraft. You can like there's the church I gather, it's celebrating 20 years teaching elderly people doing like some handcraft work. It's a kind of volunteership.
Volunteering.
Volunteering. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you know anyone close to you that is a volunteer?
Yes. I have some friends who volunteer themselves in a child project. When I used to live on the Brazilian Northeast, we had a social project that helps people living in jail, the inmates, when they had the expired penalty.
When they're, no, it's not penalty. When they're, I'm trying to remember the word.
Yeah, but when the time they complete the time at the jail, they could like go out in a certain situations. There's a lot of people who don't have anyone, people that don't have anyone to go in to go there for them. It's like to make the process. And we don't know if it's the process. There
So
probably
would you
there's
say like
another one.
the inmates, they when they finish or while they are following their sentence?
Sometimes they don't have to finish. It's like if you keep if you reach some time of your sentence, you can go in another model of prison, and sometimes they need specialized help to make some progress, I would say that. And we had when you can gather a lot of people together into a cause. In Portuguese, it's a mutirão. It's a mutirão. It's not specifically a community, but it's an action that you promote. For example, you have a long line for eye surgery, and you choose a week for make an effort. It's a kind of effort.
You say a joint effort.
Joint effort, yeah. We had a joint effort to help these people to move on their penalties, and try to help them, because sometimes to move on they need a job, and we try to convince people to
give them a chance.
To give them a chance, a one-day job, or it's like in construction areas you can offer like a job for a short period. And we interviewed people and to know what they do. Sometimes we don't know, and people don't know, and we can resocialize them. It was a very nice project. I worked in the past in a project with child who live in institutions, like a long-term care of child that are living apart their family, apart their parents. Sometimes they have live parents, but they are living in a very poor situation, and they
they cannot support the kids anymore.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like it's very complicated family relationship, and also we made a joint effort to try live them together, their families. Sometimes offering, it's like a I don't know how to say that word. Punctual action. It's like we offer pay the rent, or in order to organize, because they don't have anything.
I get it.
I knew.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So let's go. So we are talking about that because we have a listening related to volunteering work. Okay.
I heard.
Okay. Perfect. So let's check some of your answers. Okay. So did you write them down?
Yeah, at some point out. It's not perfect answer.
So let's take a look. What is the unique idea that the speaker described? What is the unique idea that he describes?
The speaker described an app for connect volunteers and organizations to make, like, they mentioned something that get my attention. I think probably it's the answer for the second question. He wanted more people giving a little of their time instead a few people giving a lot of their time.
I get it.
It's something that
that
app could allow people, could allow the organizations to say when they need volunteers and what kind of work the volunteers could do.
Very good. And this, you have just answered question number 2, but what about question 3? What phrases does the speaker repeat often?
For me, it's it allowed. For me, it's that the end of the listening.
Yeah, it allows. He says
people,
a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a different answer.
So we have more words. They repeat volunteer, voluntary.
Ah, yeah.
Because this is the topic. They repeat more people.
Organization, I think he repeat twice, maybe.
Yeah, remember that we have organization in British English and organization in American English.
American English.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
but
change
the
this I.
lesson is, yeah, for
Only
me it's a
British.
little bit hard.
Yeah.
Well, they mentioned more than once for sure the app volunteer planner. It's hard to
Volunteer
understand. It's a
planner.
planner. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have this ER planner.
Planner. Yeah. It's
Planner.
kind of.
Water.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a little different from water, planner.
Yeah.
It's very strong. Okay?
Was hard to get in the first time. What is that? Plan.
Okay, so now we are going to do the following, okay? Did you take a look at exercise number 5?
Number 5 is about the interview.
No, not yet. This is about the expressions, rhetorical questions.
Number 5. No,
This
I
one.
didn't.
Okay, so let's take a look at this because, of course, you know what a rhetorical question is, but I'm going to play the recording just one more time, and I'd like you to select which rhetorical questions they use. Okay?
Okay, I lost you for a while.
Okay, are you with me now? Okay, can you hear me?
We are having a kind of instability, but it's okay. I can hear you now.
Okay, so let's go. I'm going to do the following. I'm going to turn the video off for a while, just for listening to the audio, so we don't have any interruptions. Okay. So what you have to do is you are going to listen to the recording, and you have to select or tick or underline or circle the rhetorical questions used in this audio track. Okay.
Okay.
Can you just repeat all the questions for me? Hello. Can you hear me?
Is it going to be expensive? So how do we achieve that? Achieve this? What's our ambition for?
Okay, so let's listen to the recording. Let's go.
1.23, Unit 4D.
We have an idea to encourage volunteering. It's a new phone app called Volunteer Planner. What is it? It's an interactive diary that links volunteers to organisations looking for voluntary help. Why is it necessary? Because there are a lot of people out there who'd like to give their time to help others in the community, helping the disabled or the elderly. But they never come forward because their time's limited and it's too complicated to organise. So what does Volunteer Planner do exactly? The app allows organisations to show when they need voluntary help. It allows the volunteer to communicate their availability, and it allows both parties to make changes to the schedule in real time. What's our ambition for Volunteer Planner? Ultimately, it means more people giving a little of their time rather than a few people giving a lot. So, it encourages and spreads the practice of volunteering.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so which rhetorical questions do they use?
I think they use the first one. What is it?
Okay, what else?
Why is it necessary?
Okay.
And what is our ambition for?
Okay, there's one more.
I'm not sure if he said, how does it work?
Actually, he uses the question, what does volunteer planner do exactly? And then he explained the app allows organizations to show.
Okay.
All right. So why do we call these rhetorical questions? Because he asks the questions and he answers right after. Okay. This is not actually a question. So I'd like you to take a look here at exercise number 6, because we are talking about long and short vowels. Okay, long and short vowels. I will play a recording to you. Okay. We're going to listen to questions. Okay. And you have to say if the stressed syllables in these words contain a long or a short vowel. Okay? So let's just repeat the words here. Is, work, necessary,
necessary,
necessary, do, what, expensive,
expensive,
achieve, ambition. Very good. So now you're going to listen to the recording and you check if these words from the box do they have long or short vowels?
Okay.
1.24, Unit 4D.
What is it? How does it work? Why is it necessary? What does it do exactly? So what, I hear you say? Isn't it going to be expensive? So, how do we achieve this? What's our ambition for?
Okay? All right, so let's go. How many words have short vowels?
I would say just the first one.
Just the first. And all the others, they have long vowels.
I would say that, but probably it's wrong.
So let's go. Actually, we have 5 words that have short vowels and 3 words with long vowels.
Okay.
So now you know the number. I'm going to play it again. Pay attention.
1.24, Unit 4D.
What is it? How does it work? Why is it necessary? What does it do exactly? So what, I hear you say? Isn't it going to be expensive? So, how do we achieve this? What's our ambition for?
Okay?
Okay.
All right. So let's go. The first one, what is it? Short or long vowel?
Short.
Okay. How does it work?
Work. I'm asking about the second.
Yeah, the word is work. Is it long or short vowel, this letter O? How does it work?
It's long. It's a
Very
long.
good. And next, why is it necessary?
It's a short.
Okay. What does it do exactly?
A short.
No, that's long. What does it do
Long?
exactly?
Okay.
Yeah, because you emphasize the word do. What does it do exactly? If you have do as an auxiliary, it's not long, it's short. But in this case, do is the main verb. Okay. So what I hear you say?
Short.
This one is?
Short.
Short. Very good.
Yeah.
Next one. Isn't it going to be expensive?
You say now, I would say that's long. Expensive.
Isn't it going to be expensive? Look, you're just looking at this vowel here.
Expensive.
Isn't it going to be expensive? Is it going to be expensive?
Short.
Yeah, because actually you are pronouncing P and N, and this letter E almost disappears. Expensive? Next one. So how do we achieve this?
It's long.
Okay. What's our ambition for?
It's a short.
Okay. Because we don't pronounce this I very clearly. Okay.
It's hard to distinguish them.
Yes, it's hard. So one thing that it's very important when you get to the level that you are now, like C1, C2, it's very important that you focus a lot on pronunciation, rhythm, and intonation. Okay, this is what it's going to make your English more fluent and flowy. You have to focus on intonation, focus on rhythm, focus on the music of the language. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So let's go. So now I would like you to repeat these words from exercise 6B.
Mm-hmm.
Can you repeat the words?
The line or in the column?
You can follow the numbers. Like number 1, you pronounce both.
Look and loop.
Mm-hmm.
Skim and skim. Father.
Wait. Number 2. Repeat. Scheme.
Skim.
The second one. Skim.
Skim.
Okay. Which one is long and which one is short?
Skim and skim. The first one is long.
Okay.
And
the second one is short. And in number 1, can you repeat both words again?
Look and loop.
Okay, which one has a long vowel?
I would say both are equal.
Nope.
No?
Pay attention.
Look.
Look, loop, loop.
Okay, the first one is short, look, and the second is long.
Very good. Number 3.
Father. And father. I don't know the second one.
Oh, this one, it's a little different because in American English we say fatter.
Fatter.
And this one is fatter.
Fatter. What means fatter?
The comparative of fat.
Okay, fatter. Uh-huh.
So which one's long?
Fatter. The first one is long.
Very good.
Father. Training and treasure.
Okay. Which one's long?
Training. The first one is long. Training.
Yes.
Sure.
Because the first one here, we have the sound of A and we have the sound of I. Training. This one, we have 2 vowels, but the sound of 1 vowel. Treasure. Treasure. What about number 5?
Bottle. Both.
Okay. Which one's long?
It's short and long.
Very good. Number 6?
Interactive. Internal. Interactive. It's long and short.
The opposite.
The opposite.
Yeah, say interactive. And the second one, internal.
Okay.
Number 7?
Forward. And foreign. Foreign. It's short and long.
The opposite. Forward. Foreign.
Long and short. Okay.
Yeah, this sound of R is longer, like forward. This one, foreign.
Forward.
This R here, it's not so strong as this one. Okay?
Okay.
So let's go. Now I want you to repeat all the words non-stop.
Okay. Look, loop. Skim, skin.
Again.
Father.
Number 2.
Skim, skin. Father.
Wait. This one here, letter I, you are pronouncing with the same sound of this letter. This one, we have the sound of E, scheme. This one, it's not E, it's scam.
Okay. Scam.
Perfect.
Scam. Father, fatter. Training, treasure.
Treasure. Okay.
Bottle, both. Interactive, internal.
Let's try to soft this RAC. Interactive.
Okay.
Interactive. Perfect.
Interactive, internal. Forward, foreign.
Perfect. Very good. All right. All right, very good. So let's go to this next part. Okay, now let's change. Let's go back.
Okay.
Let me see if I can. Let's see if we stabilize the video.
So I have to add to
Yeah, you have to click
turn off
somewhere. I don't
here.
know what.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't have to
looking.
click
It's like there's a dialogue box here.
Okay, so now this one, in this exercise here, we are going to prepare you to write. Okay.
Okay.
Which is part of your life because you are a professor. You're not a regular student anymore. So writing is not your weakest skill, definitely.
Yeah.
Don't
Very
give me
good.
this face. Let me,
Well, I can do. I can do.
okay, very good. So we have this one. Look, you have to read the description of volunteer planner, okay, which is this text here, okay, and you have to answer two questions. Who is this description written for? Who is going to read the description? And which of the adjectives best describe this piece of writing? So I will give you 2 minutes to take a look at the text.
All the blue box or just the overview?
All the blue box. All the blue box.
Okay.
About 2 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So who is this description written for? Who is the reader?
Well, I would say that it's anyone who wanted to download the app and volunteer themselves.
Okay, so it's just for users.
Yeah, I would say that.
Okay, wouldn't you say that this is an overview that would also be interesting for investors? If you want to invest in this app, does it give an overview of how this business work?
Yeah, but if I was an investor who wanna make some profits, I wouldn't be able to see how to get that from that overview. I don't know. I'm not
okay. All right.
entrepreneurship.
And what kind, which adjective would you use to describe this writing?
Well, I'm an adult about two. That it's a friendly, I think, but it's a kind of technical when we are in the database.
Okay,
I
so you think
choose
it's like the
friendly.
database would be more technical and the rest of the text would be more friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I think if I had to choose, I would choose friendly.
Yeah, but it's not friendly. Actually, this piece of writing is factual.
Factual.
Yeah, because it only brings facts. It only brings information.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so they're not trying to be
Convince
nice.
anyone.
They don't use like nice words. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't analyze it too much. They just go straight forward. They give you the
Mm-hmm.
information you need if you are a user. Okay.
Okay.
So let me ask you something. This text is all about explaining how the volunteer planner works, right?
Yes.
I'd like you to choose an object, any object.
Object from the language, like or
Object,
like a
an
pencil.
object, yes, anything.
Okay, I would say I would choose my headset.
Okay, perfect,
My
awesome.
headphone. My headphone.
Okay, so I'd like you to describe how it works in details.
Okay. Well, this headphone is a kind of gadget you can use to connect with devices which have Bluetooth connection. They allow people to listen what their phones or computers are playing in private. In private, it's like they have a good sound. You also can have like extra charge on their own cases. You don't have to connect them on the electric outlets, at least for 3 complete charges. And you can like keep them in your pockets because they are very small.
Okay, very good. So you gave me a general description of what the earplugs are, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree
Yeah,
that you gave me a description of what it is?
yeah, and
Okay.
what they do
Okay, very
in a
good.
bit.
So I want you now to choose another object, but you are going to give me a very detailed description. For example, in these earplugs, you could have
Mm-hmm.
explained how does it work? How does it work? For example, we have regular earplugs that are connected through a cable, but this one
Mm-hmm.
is connected through Bluetooth. So how
Mm-hmm.
does Bluetooth technology works? It is a signal, and there is the signal in your smartphone. So the smartphone or the device needs to have this technology, and it
Mm-hmm.
will send a signal to the
Mm-hmm.
earplug, and the earplug will also send another signal. So if they both send the same signal, they are connected, they are paired,
Yes.
and you can only have this connection one device at a time. So I need you to describe like in details how the technology works. Okay, I will give you an example. I
Okay.
want you to describe to me a ballpoint pen. A ballpoint pen.
Ballpoint pen.
Yeah, like big. How does it
I don't
work?
know. I don't know exactly how it works, but you have it's a ballpoint pen. It's a very it's a very common, I'd say common, regular device you can use to
Is it a
write things
device?
down.
Is it connected to
Uh,
electricity?
no, it's
It's
not.
not a device.
What is that?
An object.
An object, yeah, but it's a very important object. I would say that it's one of the most important objects at our times because they can change lives. But okay,
And how does it work?
um,
Because I don't get it.
yeah, the object has some ink inside a tube, a plastic tube, and connected with them there is a small plastic part that contains inside a small ball. It's a metallic ball, I would say. And this ball is turning on once you write down things. And this is renew the ink. It's like when you write down, I don't know if that way is the ball pen works, but since you are writing in some directions, the ball is turning on and the words can be formed by the ink inside the tube.
And how does the ink, how is it possible that the ink doesn't fall out?
Well, I think once you press, you create like a space for the ink goes to the other side. The ball and the point of the pen, they are placed in a way that not allow the ink goes out. Instead, you press them.
Okay, but what about the other side? Because the other side, the plastic tube is opened.
Yes.
So how doesn't the ink come out?
It's a good question. I never thought about that. Maybe, I don't know, it's a very nice question.
Okay,
you know
so
that?
see, yeah, I'm not sure, but I think there is like a kind of silicone inside the tube. We don't see it because it's transparent, I guess. I think I've done this before. I think I put a needle inside and it gets a little jelly. So
maybe.
I don't think I have a bikini,
Maybe.
But I can't see it.
I never thought about that. Well, in mine, I think doesn't have, but we have to test. Seriously, but it's a good explanation.
Yeah, so that's the thing. You see like how something very simple can become something extremely difficult because we have to find the words to explain this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know if that's the mechanism. I really never thought about that.
Yeah. So that's the thing. What was the verb you used to describe the movement of the ball?
I don't know. I say when you press the ball. Turn on, turn. I don't know.
Okay, turn on, turn off is like the light. You turn on, turn off, turn on, turn off.
Turn around.
Turn around, you do like this.
Yeah, but I imagine that the ball doing something like that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If we're talking about a ball, we don't use this verb anymore.
How we call the movement of the ball? The ball?
What is when I do this with the, the thing?
I don't know. Mm-hmm.
Spin.
Spin.
So you see, we have a specific verb to describe the movement of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So you see that it's not as easy as it seems.
No, it isn't. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is very easy to explain Portuguese, but then when we are explaining in English, we find words that we don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what I want you to do. Okay. This is what I want you to do. So let's go. Writing skill, punctuation. That's not so difficult. Okay. We have the colon, which is this one. We have semicolon, and we have dash. All right.
All right.
So I don't need to explain it very much, but let's do this exercise. Match the punctuation marks in exercise 3A, so these ones, with their correct uses.
Okay.
Let's go. When do I use a colon? When do I use a semicolon? When do I use a dash?
To separate items in lists where commas would be confusing. Dash?
Number one is dash.
I would say.
No, actually it's a semicolon.
My list, yeah, semicolon.
Yeah, because look here, to separate items in lists where commas would be confusing.
Yeah, probably in the same line.
For example, topics. You see, like tied up the room, wash the clothes. Okay, so then we use semicolon because if I use commas, sometimes I need to use commas here. Okay, so wash the clothes, for example, wash the clothes, the bedroom, and the dishes. So if I only put commas, it's confusing because I have comma here and I have another comma here.
Yeah.
Okay. So number one is semicolon.
Semicolon.
Number two.
To explain the idea in a preceding clause or sentence. Colon.
Very good. Three.
In place of parentheses to give extra information. It's dash.
Very good.
To introduce a list. Column.
Very good.
To separate two very strongly connected ideas. It's semicolon.
Very good. When you have contrasting ideas, then we use semicolons. Like on one hand, people should volunteer to help. On the other hand, so the sentence is very long, but the next sentence is connected to the first one.
But can I use commas in this case?
No, not in this case. So let's go. And remember that punctuation not always follow the same rules as in Portuguese.
Yeah, never follows.
Yeah, no, like it has like similarities, but it's not. They don't use so much punctuation as we do.
Yeah.
So let's go. This is the next text. I want you to punctuate it. Colon, semicolon, and dashes.
Dashes.
And you have the number. That's very easy. One column, two semicolons, two dashes.
Oh, yeah. The three good reasons to use the volunteer plan are column. Could be that way.
So like this?
Yeah.
Okay.
To help you to plan your volunteer. Semicolon, after volunteering. To help the organization and to help the organization. And this is our sincere hope to increase. Well, the dashes are before the to expression. No?
Where?
The three good reasons to use the volunteer plan are to help the organization. On the next semicolon are after organization.
Here?
And the dashes are before to.
Before to here?
Okay. No, the other one. To help, and yeah, to help, before the to help.
So I need to use a semicolon and a dash at the same time?
I don't know.
No, I can't use two. No, I cannot use the two of them.
Two punctuations.
Okay, we have a column, we have a semicolon. Now you have to put the two dashes.
And this is our sincere hope. The one dash is maybe could be after hope.
Okay, that's right.
But,
the other one.
I don't know.
It's here.
After and?
Yeah, because look, we have a list to help you plan your volunteering, to help the organization, and to increase the number of volunteers. So this is our sincere hope. It's just extra information.
Okay.
Can you read the text to me following the punctuation? So let's go.
Let's put here. The 3 good reasons to use the volunteer planner are to help you to plan your volunteering, to help the organization, and these are sincere hope to increase the number of volunteers.
Very good, very good.
Yeah,
just repeat, sincere.
Sincere.
Okay, how did you pronounce this word here?
Planner.
Okay, and how do you pronounce this one?
I used to pronounce organization, but yes. I heard like 1,000 times today. It's like organization.
But you heard 1,000 times. You heard planner.
Yeah.
Planner.
Yeah.
You also heard a lot of times. Let me see. Number. And you didn't say number. You say number.
Number.
So let's go. One thing at a time. The 3 good reasons to use the volunteer planner are. Repeat.
The 3 good reasons to use the volunteer planner are.
To help you to plan your volunteering.
To help you to plan your volunteering.
To help the organization.
To help the organization.
And this is our sincere hope to increase the number of volunteers.
And this is our sincere hope to increase the number of volunteers.
Very good. Okay. So what you have to do, this is going to be your task. Okay. You have to write a description of how something works for a potential investor. Okay. So you are going to think about a project or a business plan or something for a potential investor. Okay. So look here, use the idea that you presented in exercise 7. So here you go back to exercise 7 here. Okay. And then you have to use this idea here. Look, you are going to present your own elevator pitch for a new social enterprise. So imagine that you enter the elevator and then you are going up and you only have like 30 seconds to present your idea and sell your business. Okay, but you have to do that writing. Okay?
Okay, can I follow the notes?
Yes, you can follow everything here.
But there's like student A to read the notes because they're giving me options.
Oh, okay, they're giving you options. Let me just see the options here.
It's like coffee shop.
Oops. Yeah, you can use this one, no problem. You don't need to create from scratch. This one, right? This one. A typical coffee shop selling fresh coffee.
Because there's like the page.
Yeah, you can use these ideas, no problem. You can use these ideas.
Old cars and.
Yeah, you choose the one that you feel more comfortable, and think carefully about the vocabulary that you will need to use. So you will need to be more familiar with this topic. Okay, so then you have this one. Look, you follow these ideas, one of the ideas. Okay, don't forget to use subheadings like this, bullet points. Okay.
Okay.
We have subheadings, which are these tiny titles. Remember, you need the title, the big title, which is the name of the project. And then you have to separate like overview, na. Okay?
Should I keep the same subheadings? No.
Depending on the topic, you will not be able to keep.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on the topic you choose. You will not be able to keep them.
Yeah, the database and the planner. Yeah.
Don't forget, okay? You will give this to me for next class, and don't forget to do this. Look, have the written clear and factual description. You have to ask yourself, have you written a clear and factual description? Do not let your emotions get involved. It needs to be straight to the point, okay? Don't be emotional when you are writing. Organize the description. Take a look if you use subheadings, bullet points. You need to use them. Okay. And the punctuation. All right.
Perfect.
So you are going to do that. And have you ever used Google Docs?
Yes.
Okay, so you will send it to me through Google Docs. I will create there homework, a task, and then you just send it to me there. Because then I will correct there and then you will receive it there.
Perfect, better.
Yeah, it's much easier to write instead of just handwrite. All right?
All right.
So,
thank you so much.
You're welcome. Just one piece of feedback. Try to be careful when you are using the word related a lot. Related to, related to. When you use relate, you have to use related to, not related with. Okay. It's related to the topic we studied last class.
Perfect.
Okay. Because when you are describing, I see that you are using the word related very much. Okay, so try to find different ways to use this word. Okay?
I'll try.
That's it for today.
Have a great week.
You too, and I hope you have a wonderful and great time writing your text.
I will. I will.
Thank you
so
very much.
Bye-bye. See you.